Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live Mortgage Boss Talk Tuesday. I am Joy Bailey. I am the Mortgage Boss. I am a real estate finance professional with an accredited mortgage professional designation, and my channel is all about helping educate and empower and talk to people about how they can achieve financial wealth for generations through the vehicle of real estate. So I use my channel to talk about, things that's just going on in the marketplace, providing market updates, information about, what is an FHA loan? How do you get one? What is a jumbo loan? All the way to, get a little spicy like we gonna do today. Cause I, I like to gossip a little bit, but using, I guess, pop culture to talk a little bit about some of the things that I think will be valuable to you as a potential home buyer. So, hey, oh, hey, thanks for joining me. Come on in, come on in. As you guys come in, listen, my New Year's resolution, I got to start telling people what I want. And it's a whole different conversation for a different day, but just trust and understand this. I have to start telling people my goals. I have to stop having these like silent goals. What moving silence? I'm being silent to myself. I need you guys to please do me a favor because I got to get monetized. I haven't been doing this right. I need you guys to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Tell somebody about my channel if you know anybody that's interested in purchasing a home. And as you come in, I need you to like. Can y'all hit the like button for me, please? I'd really appreciate that so very, very much. Like, my. Hey, Josh. Hey, how you doing? Yo, let me tell you, I literally, on Mr. CKB had posted 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. I literally, I said I was going to be on at 7:45. This was like the first time I was going to be on time. And I went to turn my little audio mixer thing on. Dang on, batteries were dead. Sucks, huh? So I had to run, get some batteries, came back. So now I'm just about, I don't know, 15 minutes late. So that's not too bad. But we need to get to it, right? So again, please, y'all, make sure you hit the like buttons because I really want to talk about this. And I'm definitely encouraging you all to participate as well. I look like work because I just got in here from a meeting. So that's that. Okay, so I want to, I guess, start with, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Let me give you just a little brief background on what I'm talking about, the players and all of that. And then I want to show you all the news report because fun fact about me, this story is especially interesting to me because when I was an undergrad at North Carolina A&T, shout out to them Aggies, Aggie pride, homecoming, here we come. When I was an undergrad, I majored in journalism. My degree, when I started the program, it was, I don't remember. I think journalism, mass comm. Oh, no, actually my degree, where's my degree? What did it say? Let me see. I don't even know what my degree is in. Look, the formal name. Let's see. My degree is journalism and mass communications with the concentration in electronic media and journalism. But when I started the program, it was broadcast news. I wanted to be on the news. And when I was in high school, I did a little school news and everything. So that's what I really, really wanted to do. So when I got to be, I think I may have been like a sophomore. I don't think I was, no, I might have been a junior or a senior. I can't remember. But I was in one of my professor's office and I saw this flyer on the wall that was saying, hey, so-and-so radio station wants to create this street team. Come join the promotions department. It's going to be amazing. So I went, showed up my very first day at this promotions gig. I met Beyonce and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be on news no more. Radio is where it's at, right? So even though I thought I was going to be on the radio, I mean, it was cute, did a little yang, but nothing for real, right? I I had the ability to have the insight because I'd worked in a news station, because I'd seen all of the players, and because I have a degree and I understand the corporate structure of these companies, these news outlets. I'm very well aware of the things that are happening behind the scenes as far as the radio station is concerned with Charlamagne works. I mean, not Charlamagne, excuse me, DJ Envy. And so coupling that experience with my real estate finance experience, I have multiple thoughts about who may be at fault here. So DJ Envy is being accused by several people of helping to keep a fraud scam going. One that he's claiming he don't know anything about. He never knew. We'll get into that a little bit later. But let me pull up this news video, because I will tell you now, shout out to a few people, because I've been knowing about this since the summertime. So if you guys don't know Tony the Closer, he's really popular, I guess, on Instagram. And I think he has a YouTube channel as well. He was going on JT's channel, Pocket Watching with JT, where they talk about all types of scams, not just big ones, just anybody, just regular, normal people, almost like an American Greed. Okay. And so he was talking about this throughout the entire summer. Well, only recently it really started to get some traction to where actual credible news outlets has started to report it. So let me pull this up so you can take a look. And it's about 6 minutes. So y'all get your popcorn if you do not know what's going on, because baby, I'm telling you, this is popcorn worthy. And like I said, it's been going on for a little minute. But again, please, 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 y'all, as you come in, please hit the like button. And I want this to be a dialogue. I don't want to sit here and just talk to myself. Okay. So let me try to share this screen here, and hopefully I can share. Here we go.
Team exclusive investigation involving a real estate deal and one of the most recognizable voices in radio. Investors in a real estate venture say they were swindled out of millions of dollars. And they argue syndicated radio rapper Rashawn Casey, better known as DJ Envy from the show The Breakfast Club, promoted these deals. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace talked to the alleged victims and has the response to those mounting accusations you're about to hear for the first time.
We've helped so many people, not just regular people, but celebrities, athletes, executives.
That's DJ Envy on his syndicated iHeart radio show, The Breakfast Club. He's often promoted the real estate venture of his pal, Cesar Pina.
You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ.
But it's more than just a passing endorsement.
You could partner with us on some deals, make some money with us.
Envy and Cesar have teamed up for seminars, including one at the Jacob Javits Convention Center, pitching opportunities to flip properties, often in distressed areas of New Jersey.
We invested $200,000 and looks like we're never going to get it back.
Jose Santiago and his wife, Jessica Ortiz, say they believed investing in this neighborhood of Patterson would be their ticket to the American dream.
That's the reason why I got into real estate, so we can actually start flipping properties, buying properties, so we can have something for our kids in the future.
The couple says they connected with entrepreneur Cesar after seeing him on social media with DJ Envy.
He's advertising this all over the radio and on television. I've seen shows of him all over the place, so I thought this was legit.
The pitch to invest in rundown properties that would be renovated and flipped for more money. The promise to return up to 30%. In some cases, Cesar didn't even own the properties. This couple took out $200,000 in equity from their Florida home, promised that 30% return within 4 months. Then they say nothing.
I'm paying the interest right now every month. myself, and I have nothing.
Well, at this point, we just want our money back.
Nigel Chamblin says he was conned by Caesar into investing $235,000 in that same Patterson property, along with two others, $300,000 each for homes in Hawthorne and in Maplewood.
$835,000 in total on all three houses. There were other people investing in the exact same properties. It was a scam. It was a lie.
Augie Rios owns a custom auto wrap shop in Lodi, who says he worked on Envy's cars for years and believed his pitch. He did get back a return on an initial investment with Caesar, but maintains a second investment on this Patterson property went south.
If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Caesar. I lost a total of $64,000.
After receiving two bounced checks, Rios says he got a visit from Caesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back.
How much did he say this was worth?
15, 20 grand.
Then there's record producer Anthony Martini, who invested in what he thought was a promising apartment project in Patterson.
I lost $1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years.
Martini's attorney has filed a lawsuit.
It's some sort of Ponzi-like scheme where he's taking money from one investor to pay off other investors. You're looking at over $40 million invested with the Pinas in their companies.
Breaking news here on Tony the Closer's Live.
The complaint floodgates opened up when alleged victims started appearing on the social media platform of influencer Tony the Closer, a self-proclaimed real estate scam watchdog.
I decided to make it where everybody would know the disgusting behavior that they're practicing.
Dozens of lawsuits have now been filed against Caesar and his wife. Several also name Envy, who has sued Tony the Closer for defamation after also going on with him live.
And there's nobody in here that could ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1.
Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, declined to talk to the I-Team, referring us to a powerful Manhattan real estate attorney. He says the radio personality lost $500,000 to the Pinas in an investment deal to transform this vacant school building in Patterson into rental units.
He is a victim, just like the other alleged victims are in connection with the scam.
Why, if he's a victim, hasn't he filed a lawsuit against the Pinas?
He has a legal right to file whenever he deems fit. He is now contending with cases that are being filed every day improperly against him.
Why not come out on his radio show and warn other alleged victims if he feels that he was?
This is it's an ongoing, they're ongoing litigations, and there's no room for them on any sort of radio show.
A lot of people say they bought in because of Envy's reputation. Does he not have some responsibility?
Absolutely not. The only reason why Envy is sued is to sensationalize the case.
The attorney is seeking dismissals of all the lawsuits. As for the Pinas, we caught up with Caesar's wife, Jennifer, in Bergen County.
Do you have anything to say to the alleged victims?
I say, just hold tight and we're going to come through.
Where's the money?
Listen, that's a Caesar answer for you. I can't give you that answer. He wants to be here with you. He wants to do the sit down. He wants to have this interview. He wants to clear the air. He wants to explain his side and he wants people to understand what's going on. But, he's been advised to not talk.
There may be some hope for investors. A judge has appointed a bankruptcy court trustee to oversee some of the Pinas properties. Any available assets could eventually be sold off to pay alleged victims. From Patterson, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
Woo, child, that is spicy right there. My. Baby. What? Now, like I said, I've been following this entire, I guess the whole summer. Like I said, since it first came to light because of, what social media had gathered. But what I want to kind of unpack a little bit today is what happened, why, and who's to blame? Whose fault is this really? Okay. So what y'all think? That's wild. What y'all think about that? Did y'all know this, or is this news to y'all? Is this news to you? Let me know. Tell me. Put a 1 if this is new to you, and put a 2 if you already knew. Put a 1 if this is news to you, and put a 2 if you already knew. So, how did this happen? Y'all, being in real estate, especially because of television channels like HGTV, it has made a lot of people feel like they could do whatever's on TV. They could do whatever it is, whatever the thing is. They can do it too. They want to be involved, right? They're like, oh, well, that lady said that she hatches butterfly eggs and bought a $6 million house, and they flipped it and they made $4 million or whatever the thing is, right? And it all happens in 30 minutes. So let's talk a little bit about what is property flipping. And I'm gonna give just a easy definition. It's pretty self-explanatory, but generally speaking, you take a property that is not in the best shape, a property that you can get for cheap, and you invest money into the property, fix it up, make it shiny on the inside and appealing, and then you turn around and you sell it. So the acquisition of the property is for you to buy and sell. It's not a buy and hold strategy for this type of investment. Hopefully, you get your money back. But one thing I can tell you about real estate, there is never a guarantee in you getting your money out of it. You could run into all types of problems along the way that you don't realize are going to be problems, and you may have not budgeted properly for that. And to be totally honest with you, that happens with people that are novices. If you are new to this and you kind of like scraped up a few dollars and you thought, okay, I got $10,000, I can do it. You've got to have assets. You got to have capital in order to be able to execute doing something like this, a project of that magnitude with any type of fidelity. Because you don't want to lose your shirt, so to speak. And so in this case, what the Cesar Pena, who is the alleged mastermind of this, was getting money from investors, from other people. Okay, so I want to kind of slow this down a little bit and kind of unpack it, but that's effectively what property flipping is. You go, you find a house for cheap, you put a little bit of money into it, and then you try to sell it after you've made it nice and shiny. Hopefully you can sell it for a profit. Hey, out here tracking, how you doing? Oh, I was on last week, and I'm trying, but this was too spicy. I couldn't not talk about this. You know, what's the T in mortgage? Apparently envy. So let's see here. So DJ Envy is a radio disc jockey. He's a radio personality. DJ Envy is paid pretty well to go on a nationally syndicated program and just talk. He's paid to just be himself, okay? So why is this problematic, okay? As I started this conversation earlier, y'all, hey, how y'all doing? As you come in, please hit the like button for me. I really appreciate you. As I started this conversation, I mentioned that I went to school and got a degree in journalism. I was going to be on the news, whatever, right? There is a difference between a journalist and a radio personality. DJ Envy is just a radio personality. He ain't nothing more, nothing less. However, let's take a look at this real quick. How do you know, like, what is a journalist? So we kind of got a definition, kind of not. Hang on one second here. Let me share this. All right. what are the elements of journalism? Okay, so we know over the last decade, we've gone down a really slippery slope for what is considered to be journalism, right? I had to like turn off a CNN for a minute because it was like a gossip channel. It was ridiculous. It was, oh, well, he tweeted this and then he fired back that. And it's like, it was just whatever, right? So let's look at this. Just the quick elements of journalism, because I really want to establish that he may or may not meet this. And if he doesn't, does it matter? So journalism's first obligation is to the truth. Now, I know from the last few years, we've had high profile journalists be let go from their jobs because they weren't discovering the facts appropriately. Brian Williams from NBC, he was suspended, I believe, for like 6 months or a year from NBC because he was up there lying, embellishing stories and things like that. I believe Dan Rather lost his job definitely more than a decade ago. But there was a standard that was expected. You get on the microphone, you start saying things in front of a bunch of people, they're probably going to believe you, right? But they're taking a position of being an authority on what is going on in the news. So their first loyalty is to the citizen. So what does that mean? Well, you don't want to say anything that's going to hurt somebody, right? Hopefully not. Hopefully you didn't go to school and, go to report live and hurricanes and all of the elements and things to come back and tell citizens things that could harm them, right? So that's another thing. The discipline of verification. This is what has been lost in media over the last 10 years, specifically the last 5 years. If you recall, Fox News was sued for quite a large sum of money, and they lost that lawsuit because they were intentionally getting on the airwaves and they were providing misinformation. They flat out lies. It wasn't even misinformation. They admitted, they was like, yeah, we was lying. We was lying because we wanted some ratings, right? But they're supposed to be a news channel, right? Those people, some of them went to school, right? I think they did. I don't know. One thing that I've noticed is as the news has started to expand, they are going out. They might have like 3 or 4 core reporters, core people that actually work for them. And then they contract out other people to come in as talking heads just to provide their opinions, right? So Sean Hannity is not, he's not a journalist. He's not. But you would never know that because he had the primetime slot and he had all of the ratings, but he was never a journalist. That was not his job. His job was just to talk, kind of like DJ Envy. You're supposed to maintain independence from those that you cover, meaning you don't want to become part of the story. And then you're supposed to serve as an independent monitor of power. And I think that's the only thing I really want to talk about. I think that was it. And so we have to recognize that my son said y'all need to subscribe. Oh, Jalen, stop.
Send it to 3 of your friends, send it to your uncle.
Oh, Jay.
Best friend, send it to everybody, all right? Please and thank you.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear him? But those are elements of journalism. That's what is supposed to happen if you've taken the position of being a journalist. DJ Envy, by definition, is not a journalist. However, when you are on a public platform that is backed by billions of dollars, iHeartMedia is worth billions, okay? You've been listening to somebody for weeks, months, years at a time. You got Charlamagne. I personally been listening to Charlamagne since he was with Wendy Williams. And so that was easily, about 15 years ago or something like that? So 20 years ago? Something like that. How old am I? Yeah, maybe like 15 years ago, right? So as you see these personalities and you progress with them throughout their careers, you tend to believe them. You tend to form a relationship, a bond, a trust with them, right? Like I'm on here right now. You don't know me in real life, but you may feel comfortable with me because you've been exposed to my personality. You know, we might kiki back and forth, you know, might follow me on IG. I follow you, but you don't know me, right? But you've gathered enough information, or you feel comfortable enough coming on, chopping it up with me, whatever. You probably believe me when I tell you whatever I say about mortgage. I've established some sort of credibility. When you are on these news outlets and these news platforms and you have built up an audience, people expect you to be a credible person, regardless of if you are a actual journalist or if you are just a personality. And so I say that to say, when you have the president come on your show or you have the vice president come on your show, you a journalist now, okay? And you start to muddy the waters between, well, which one are you? Because I'm thinking you're inviting these high profile people on. You're probably not going to be telling me false information, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. That's something that I wanted to just get out there, because we need to identify, is he really a journalist or is he just somebody that get on there and just be talking? Business ideas for women. He said, let my son speak. It was so cute. Honey, don't get him. I'm glad he's not watching right now, because honey, he'd come back in here and he'd take over. My son, he used to want to be a YouTube sensation. I used to laugh at it. Now look at me. Look at me. So, but I appreciate that. He's a good boy most of the time. Sometimes. On occasion. So when you are at a radio station, DJ Envy has gone on record and said, I created this show. I brought Angela Yee in. I brought Charlamagne in. And he goes on to talk about some of the other social media personalities that he feel like he started their careers, right? But when you work at a radio station or a television station in the news, it's a lot of people that's behind you. You don't just get up there and just start talking. You don't just be like, hey, I'm invite my homeboy, and you don't tell anybody. It has to go through multiple layers of people before somebody's like, yeah, that's a good idea. You having some sort of production meeting. Like I wrote it down, like, cause my mind bad, y'all. So at the very, very top of the news organization or the radio station, you got a general manager. So most radio stations are not bought by a company individually. You may have 4 or 5 different formats under that umbrella. You might have a country station. You might have a hip hop station. They might have like an older R&B station, and they might have a sports, right? Because that means you have a diverse group of people. They're listening. You could generate dollars from a little bit of everywhere through radio ads, right? So that's who's at the top of the pyramid, right? And they're in the building. This ain't national. This is just in the building, okay? This is the person that oversees every single employee all the way down to the janitor. So then, depending on your radio station, you're probably going to have a program director. That program director is going to be responsible for all of the happenings for that particular radio station, that one format. So in order to get any type of approval, I'm sure that program director has had to have some conversation with the general manager about, hey, what's going on? What y'all doing? What's going on? Because they checking the numbers. They want to make sure, hey, are we popping? Are we not? We looking at the ratings? Like, they have these conversations. So under there, you got the music director. Then you got a producer who might be producing the morning show or whatever it is. They go in there and they're like, oh, what we talking about today? Who's the guest? Whoop de whoop. They plan this stuff out. They don't just walk in the radio station, right? And then all the way at the bottom of the pyramid, I don't know if pyramid is the right word, is the personality. They're not real decision makers. Like, they might have a little bit of influence, but they're not real decision makers. So I say that to say, think about all of that as we go through this real quick and we see, well, who's the problem, right? Who started this? So let me try and back this video up and let's kind of break it down a little bit. But y'all tell me in the comments, who do y'all think is to blame? Do you think, based on what you heard, do you think it's the radio station? Do you think it's DJ Envy? Do you think it's the victims? Victims? Or, I mean, you know, do you think it's something else? So let me get this back. Wait a minute.
And they argue syndicated radio rapper Rashawn Casey, better known as DJ
look at
Envy
this.
from the show The Breakfast Club, promoted these deals.
Look at that. He promoted these deals. They established who he was, right? DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. When he promoted these deals. Look at this.
Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace talked to the alleged victims and has the response to those mounting accusations you're about to hear for the first time.
We've helped so many people, not just regular people, but celebrities, athletes, executives.
Shut up. You, a radio DJ, help celebrities and athletes like they don't have real people that they can consult about real estate investments. Like they don't make millions of dollars and they can't afford real consultants. Like they don't have real financial planners. But okay, whatever you say.
That's DJ Envy on his syndicated iHeart radio show, The Breakfast Club. He's often promoted the real estate venture of his pal, Cesar Pina.
You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ.
But it's more than just a passing endorsement.
You could partner with us on some deals, make some money with us.
Envy and Cesar.
Us, partner. That's interesting. That sounds like he a part of it to me, because his position that he kind of taking there is like, I don't know him like that. I only just said those things to be nice. Get out of here. This sounds ridiculous.
Have teamed up for seminars, including one at the Jacob Javits Convention Center, pitching opportunities to flip properties.
Okay, real quick, I want to talk about this. So one of the things that in real estate, realtors will do along with loan officers sometimes is hold home buyer seminars. Generally speaking, the home buyer seminars are usually for first-time home buyers to provide them an opportunity to get a little bit of information, a little bit of intel on what the home buying process is like. I want to say, let me stop sharing because I really want to get this off, because I didn't know I was going to say this until like right now. This ain't even in my notes. If you heard the language that was being used, you know, I want to do this for my people. I want to share this knowledge. I want to share this information. One, nobody wants to help anybody, okay? Like, that's one of my pet peeves when I hear people like, oh, I like to help people. No, you don't. You don't like to help. No one likes to help people. You like to use that as a vehicle to get something for yourself, right? At the end of the day, he's a businessman. And I ain't gonna shade you too much, but this is the thing that I would like to warn you all about if you do not know and you're not aware of this. Real estate overall is a huge opportunity for lots of different types of frauds. Okay. Like I have all kind of trainings on different frauds and things like that and how to find them and look for them or whatever. But it is one of the largest financial transactions that anybody will make. Hundreds of thousands of dollars pass through my hands on a regular basis because homes are high. They cost so much. We get documentation to make sure you're not money laundering and checks and balances and all of these things, because we are fully aware that because this is such a large financial asset, it could be misused. I say all of that to say this. At these home buyer seminars that people are having, one, they're designed for leads. Okay. So you're supposed to show up, you're supposed to qualify, and you're supposed to use the real estate agent, and you're supposed to use a loan officer. Let's start there, okay? Let me call a thing, okay? Please stop showing up to these events with these mimosas and marketing or mimosas and mortgages or whatever the thing is, and you have no intentions of using them people. I'm joking a little bit about that. But people go to these events and they're supposed to be free, but what I am noticing is this. I am starting to notice that people are making people pay. They're like, hey, come to this home buy seminar. It's going to be $20 a person, $15 a person. I know why they do it, and it's completely allowed. Maybe not the most ethical, but it's totally allowed to do that. Well, in this particular case, he says that he's trying to tell people, and I don't know if I heard him say that or not, but I know I've heard him in the past say, oh, we teaching people all about FHA loans. I'm trying to do a service because I've been seeing people, they taking advantage of my people. Woo, 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 woo. And then he turned right around and started charging people, right? Now, if you're an investor and you're going and you're paying for a seminar, well, yeah, that's different. That's a business type thing. Like that's a lot different in my eyes anyway. But the idea of charging people for information that one, they can Google. Because when you go in these seminars, we ain't telling you no more. You getting this much information. We can't teach you real estate course. We can't teach you a mortgage course, right? You get real surface level basic information and an up close opportunity to ask questions and have your questions answered. But for the most part, these seminars are not providing any additional information that you can Google yourself from credible sources. Because going to things like this can potentially subject you from getting information. It can subject you to getting information that isn't all the way accurate, because the actual goal is not to help you or inform you. The actual goal is to get your money. Okay. And they do it because they might be selling courses or other seminars. They might have like a multi-layered marketing strategy. They want you to pay for the credit repair, all of these different things. And again, let me be so clear about this. This is a business. Okay. And I get it. But the concern that I have, just because I don't know. I don't like to see people taken advantage of. I'm going to always speak up when I feel like people that don't have a voice are just kind of like dismissed. And in this situation, yeah, they charging a fee, but the whole idea was to get them money. It had absolutely nothing to do with the people that they were teaching this to try to help them. Okay. So if you're a first-time buyer, you any kind of home buyer, honey, just subscribe to my channel, baby. Listen, I'm credible. I got a license. I got all kind of stuff. I can't lie to you. Just record it. What I look like getting on here and telling a lie? All you gotta do is call my job. You can report me. You're like, oh, she said such and such, so and so. Like, y'all gotta be more diligent about who you take information from. Quentin says homes are so much more expensive. I swear, y'all, my God, listen, I just had an Instagram conversation a few minutes ago with somebody. I made a statement and I was like, $100,000 ain't enough, but I'll circle back to that in just a second. But yeah, here we go.
Often in distressed areas of New Jersey.
We invested $200,000 and looks like we're never going to get it back.
Jose Santiago.
Did y'all hear that? How much money? What he said? Let me listen. I want y'all to hear that again. Listen.
Often in distressed areas of New Jersey.
We invested $200,000 and look.
$200,000. Now people call me and they be like, "Oh, Joe, I want to buy a house." Da, 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 da. You know, we go through everything. Well, how much house you want to buy? They'll say, "I want to buy a $200,000 house." This man took $200,000 of his own and was like, "Oh, hey, look, I got this money. I don't know what to do with it. Let me help. Let me try and see if I can get my money to make money." Whatever. Listen to this though. Listen to where he got the money from, and let's talk about that.
Looks like we're never going to get it back.
Jose Santiago and his wife, Jessica Ortiz, say they believed investing in this neighborhood of Patterson would be their ticket to the American dream.
That's the reason why I got into real estate, so we can actually start flipping properties, buying properties, so we can have something for our kids in the future.
The couple says they connected with entrepreneur Caesar after seeing him on social media with DJ Envy.
So the gentleman lives in Florida. So he owns real estate already. Okay. He already owns a property, and he has a property, meaning over the last few years, if you are already a homeowner, you know that now Americans have the most equity that they've ever had ever in life, right? And I want to say, I think the statistic says 47% of people, I think it's 40 something percent have no mortgage at all. So you got people that got a house, interest rate like this, equity like this, or you have somebody that has a house, no mortgage, and $300, $400, $500, $600 in equity, because that's what their house is worth. Properties in, I think it's in Miami, they're very expensive. So he went to the bank and he got an equity line of credit. So this is one way that, and I'm not mad at this at all. I encourage this. One thing that I've noticed that people are not doing, they're not leveraging the asset that they have to reinvest in future money-making assets. I hear a lot of people say, "I want to buy investment property." Okay, that's fine. But you can use the property that you currently have to get an equity line of credit, which is in most cases going to be an adjustable rate. So it varies. It goes up and down with the prime rate, just like a credit card, right? So an equity line of credit is like a credit card, right? So if, let's say you have $400,000 limit, you might choose to say, okay, well, let me take this. I'm going to take $200,000 off, and you only paying back the $200,000. Well, thing number one, you're paying back the $200,000 interest only. Yeah. It's interest only in most cases, okay? There's always exceptions, but I'm just telling you what I know. And the interest rate varies. It goes up and down. Well, how are interest rates going right now? Because I would love to know what year he took this equity line of credit out. He might have taken this out when interest rates were like 3-4%, 5%. Well, the equity line is going to be a lot higher than that. So he might be paying 11, 12, 13% on $200,000. Do you know what that means? That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Interest only. That's thousands of dollars. Interest only. That's a lot. But he said, "Oh, no. I'm tripping. Okay, let me. Oh, he said, all you got to do is," now, if you know me, if you've been here before, if you follow me, that's kind of my little phrase, right? All you got to do is, like, come on now, red flag, red flag, red flag. What? Stop. Don't. There is no such thing as all you got to do is. There is no, let me run the play. You know what I'm saying? It's not that at all. Another observation that I have here, that family that looks like him, because he wanted to help his people. These are his words, not mine. Y'all, I see this over and over and over and over and over again. One of the things that I have said publicly and privately, I don't know if I said it on YouTube. I know when these courses and things was like the most poppinest thing in the whole wide world because everybody's trying to get rich by tomorrow. I was like, good God almighty, black women are the biggest scammers on the internet. Baby, oh my God. It is extremely harmful for him to say in one breath, oh, I'm trying to help my people, while actually hurting them. Like, he's like, hey, I had this idea. I really wanted to help my family. I was trying to get ahead. I trusted him, which is another thing. Minorities tend to go to where they're going to be comfortable. You go to someone that you feel may have a similar background as you. Well, the only thing that you're going to know about somebody originally, like the first thing you're going to see the exterior, right? Oh, okay. Like, he from here, I'm from here. Boom, boom. All right, let me. Oh, yeah, I could believe him. He's not going to hurt me. He ain't going to hurt me, right? Y'all, listen. I don't know about y'all, but $200,000 is a lot of money. Okay. It's a whole lot of money. But hey, Jesus Christ. What'd you say? Oh, you already read it. So you said you seen him respond to the Breakfast Club. They got somebody else for $850. Oh yeah, we gonna get there. We're definitely gonna get there. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're gonna get there for sure. And he's getting nothing. You're right. Because it was all you gotta do is, right? You have got to vet the people that you are getting your information from. Why in Sam Hill would you take real estate, hundreds of thousands of dollars of real money and just give it to somebody completely unqualified? DJ Envy is a self-proclaimed real estate investor. He don't license to practice, because I promise you, if he did, we would know. The commission would be all over him. But he's holding the seminars. It's nothing wrong with it. Again, there is nothing wrong with doing it. Well, I'll get to what I feel like the problem is. But hold on, let me go back to this. But it is wild. $200,000 is I was gonna say it's a small house. It, depending on what market you're in, it's a whole live house. He could have taken that money, bought a small house, definitely not in Florida. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Central Florida. No, I have no idea where in Florida. Maybe in like Mississippi, Alabama, maybe Louisiana or somewhere. Taking that money, bought a whole house, cash, and been collecting rent. But no, that wasn't good enough. Do you all know what the financial incentive was for him to do this? Did you hear what they said? That this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I gotta do this right now. Not now, but right now. Okay, let me hold on. This is, y'all, I don't know. Listen to this.
Start flipping properties, buying properties, so we can have something for our kids in the future.
The couple says they connected with entrepreneur Caesar after seeing him on social media with DJ Envy.
He's advertising this all over the radio and on television. I've seen shows of him all over the place, so I thought this was legit.
The pitch: to invest in rundown properties that would be renovated and flipped for more money. The promise to return up to 30%. In some cases, Caesar
30%. Let me translate 30%. %30 is equal to 2021. Oh, hold on. 2020 and 2021 housing prices. You saw how they jumped up and they just like skyrocketed. And you see how it took not 365 days, but 720 days for that to happen. But he was supposed to get 30% back
didn't even own the properties.
in 4
This
months.
couple took out $200,000 in equity from their Florida home, promised that 30% return within 4 months. Then they say nothing.
4 months. So they thought they were going to get historic record gains of equity that took 100 years to happen in the United States of America. Gains that have never happened so fast ever before in the history of us having mortgages, home prices, values, because they used to do real estate different back in the day. Y'all, he thought he was going to get that in 4 months. One season. One season, right? What's that joke? I can't remember who was it. Dave Chappelle? Like, you got like 16 summers left. The reality of it is you're only supposed to get about 3 to 4% of gains in a year. So that's 10 summers. He thought he was supposed to get 10 summers of return in 1 summer. Don't that seem strange to you? Okay. And I'm laughing, but I mean, whatever. Give me a second.
Paying the interest right now every month, and I have nothing.
Well, at this point, we just want our money back.
Nigel Chamblin says he was conned by Caesar into investing $235,000 in that same Patterson property.
Jesus Christ, not the same property. So you got 200 here, 235 here. Now you got, what's that, 435? And the property was supposed to go up. He was supposed to get 60 back. This other dude was, oh my God, this is getting, wow, this should be on Wall Street.
Property, along with 2 others, $300,000 each for homes in Hawthorne and in Maplewood.
$835,000 in.
Child, y'all know I tried to find him on LinkedIn, right? This man got on a suit and tie. I was like, ain't no way. You got $835,000. What you do for a living for real? How you get this far in life? You got on a suit and tie. You look like, you look like you got some sense. You look like you ain't gonna fall for selling flat tummy tea. Y'all remember everybody trying to sell flat tummy tea? It's nothing about this man that makes me think that he's that gullible. Looks can be deceiving.
Total on all 3 houses. There were other people investing in the exact same properties. It was a scam. It was a lie.
No. What clued you in? Do you know how much $835,000 is? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? But hey, if they like it, I love it. Because it was an opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, I guess he was supposed to get 30% back as well, huh? So what's that? 830. So he thought he was gonna get what, $240,000? That was some quick math in my head. Might be a little bit off, but I ain't too wrong. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Augie Rios owns a custom auto wrap shop in Lodi, who says he worked on Envy's cars for years and believed his pitch. He did get back a return on an initial investment with Caesar, but maintains a second investment on this Patterson property went south.
If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Caesar.
Look who they blaming. If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested. And look what he looks like. Are y'all finding a pattern here? I see one. They ran a play. Now, again, this is alleged. I don't know. I ain't no news source. I ain't no news outlet. But I do have a little journalistic integrity, considering that I do have credentials to be a journalist. Allegedly, this is what happened. Y'all, you don't see the pattern? Y'all ain't picking up what he putting down. They putting it together for you, right? Look at this.
I lost a total of $64,000.
He lost $64,000. The other one got $835. The other one is $200. We over $1 million. And these just the people that's on the TV.
After receiving 2 bounce checks, Rio says he got a visit from Caesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back.
How much did he say this was worth?
15, 20 grand.
Then there's record producer Anthony Martini, who would.
Well, I'm telling y'all, listen now. He knew the right was to do this too, because I'm telling you, I think somebody gonna come see about him. If you know, you know. I think somebody might come see about him. Okay, because baby, the way that the news in Charlotte go, honey, I done seen people come see about somebody for a whole lot less.
Invested in what he thought was a promising apartment project in Patterson.
I lost $1 million.
And you went in because of DJ.
He lost $1 million. Who are these friends? And why don't nobody know to consult professionals? How is this possible? I'm going to tell you how it's possible.
Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'd known Envy for years.
Martini's attorney has filed a lawsuit.
Some sort of Ponzi-like scheme where he's taking money from one investor to pay off other investors. You're looking at over $40 million invested with the Pinas in their companies.
Breaking news here on Tony the Closer.
$40 million. $40 million US dollars. Up in smoke, gone. It's not coming back. Miss Lady Ma'am from Florida with her husband. And she was like, well, we just want our money back. Baby, this is not the Target. This is not the Amazon. It doesn't work like that at all. He got you. He got you. It sucks. He got you. It's horrible. But he got you. $40 million. I mean, what athletes getting paid? Ain't they like a year's salary for like a Russell Westbrook or a Wilson? That's a lot of money. It's probably in the Cayman Islands somewhere. And he don't care. He ain't worried about nothing. Well, I don't know. He might care. Because, baby, they own him now.
The complaint floodgates opened up when alleged victims started appearing on the social media platform of influencer Tony the Closer, a self-proclaimed real estate scam watchdog.
I decided to make it where everybody would know the disgusting behavior that they're practicing.
Dozens of lawsuits have now been filed against Caesar and his wife. Several also name Envy, who has sued Tony the Closer for defamation after.
Now, I don't know Tony the Closer like that. I don't know him at all. Some people, they feel like he a little, I don't know, little, I've seen him acknowledge people be like, oh, you scamming people. I've seen him say that. But I'm going to tell you this. One thing about it, two things for sure. If I ever say something, I'm going to come with some receipts. That's how I was taught when I had to write papers in school, MLA format. You had to have your internal citations. You had to have your works cited page, the bibliographies, all of the things. So if I say something, one, you're going to know for sure it's my opinion if it's an opinion. But if I'm stating something as a fact, I'm going to tell you where to go get the resource. I don't just be pulling stuff just out of thin air. And when I tell you that Tony the Closer, he low-key might need a little journalism award for this. This was some for real, like, investigative. Like, he was like, no, look at this document. Look at that document. If you could see... I have to acknowledge right when it's right, and I'm gonna call out wrong when it's wrong. I don't know him. I don't know them, but baby, when I tell you, baby, Tony the Closer was about like a scorned woman with receipts, honey. I'm trying to tell you, he was like, I know where you been. I read them text messages. I had the GPS on your car. He had the facts all laid out before he was even gonna make the accusation. Where was you at last night? Oh, don't play with him. And I love it. Don't play with him. Okay. Out of everybody, he ain't no job. Well, he was like a football player. He's a freaking football player. He's doing a better job at journalism than the people on the radio.
You're also going on with him live.
And there's nobody in here that could ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1.
Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, declined to talk to the I-Team, referring us to a powerful Manhattan real estate attorney. He says the radio personality lost $500,000 to the Pinas in an investment deal to transform this vacant school building in Patterson into rental units.
He is a victim, just like the other alleged victims are in connection with the scam.
Why, if he's a victim, hasn't he?
Don't he look like the definition of an ambulance chasing attorney? Look at him. He look all frumpy and slouched. Look at this. Bruh, sit up straight. Straighten your suit out. Get that tie down. Like you... I don't know about no high-powered attorney. I don't know the man. I ain't Googled him. I ain't looked him up on the LinkedIn. I don't know none of his credentials, but he looked like he might have, I don't know. He go to part-time school. I don't know what's going on. He might have got him on a hookup, like a Groupon. I don't know. But he looked like he lying.
He filed a lawsuit against the Pinas.
He has a legal right to file whenever he deems fit. He is now contending with cases that are being filed every day improperly against him.
Why not come out on his radio show and warn other alleged victims if he feels that he was?
This is
Why would he not do that, y'all? Why would he not do that? We done had 3 people say, well, if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for DJ Envy, I'd have never known this man. If it wasn't for DJ Envy, well, if DJ Envy didn't have him on the show, well, DJ Envy told me. DJ Envy said I should. But yet, he's claiming that he lost $500,000, which is a drop in the bucket, by the way, to this $40 million that is alleged and just evaporate into thin air for properties that may or may not have ever existed. But that's a whole different type of scam. But hey, whatever.
It's an ongoing, they're ongoing litigations, and there's no room for them on, any sort of radio show.
A lot of people say they bought in because
it's a lot of allegations, and there's no room for that on a radio show. Sound like the perfect placement? Do Angela Yee, I don't even know if that's the girl. Who is it? Jessica? Just Hilarious? Do they not have a whole segment specifically designed to talk about stuff? They couldn't carve out a couple minutes. I'm sure if he would have gone to the general manager and been like, oh my God, I got this amazing story. Like, we might be able to blow the doors off of this potential fraud. Like, let me investigate. I'm sure they'd have been all over it. Oh, but
Because of Envy's reputation, does he not have some responsibility?
Absolutely not. The only reason why Envy is sued is to sensationalize the case.
The attorney is seeking dismissals of all the lawsuits. As for the Piñas, we caught up with Caesar's wife, Jennifer, in Bergen County.
Do you have anything to say to the alleged victims?
I say, just hold tight and we're going to come through.
Where's the money?
Listen, that's a Caesar answer for you. I can't give you that answer. He wants to be here with you. He wants to do the sit down. He wants to have this interview. He wants to clear the air. He wants to explain his side, and he wants people to understand what's going on. But, he's been advised to not talk.
There may be some hope for investors. A judge has appointed a bankruptcy court trustee to oversee some of the Piñas properties. Any available assets could eventually be sold off to pay alleged victims. From Patterson, Sarah Wall.
Child, the people say, the people, now I'm not the people. I ain't the people, but the people say, all them cars over down to that car show, how you get them? How you get them cars? Now, I don't know. This ain't me. I'm talking about the people. I'm not the people. I'm just reporting what I heard, not what I know. So the people are like, that's wild. Like, you buy $1 million car? Like, Charlamagne first of all, let's start. Let me. Did y'all know that was DJ Envy show? I thought it was Charlamagne's show this whole time. Charlamagne is the talent. I just kind of thought DJ Envy was like this background character until he started talking about how he was gonna punch Tyrese in the face. Whatever happened, I don't know. Isn't that crazy? Like, y'all gonna mess around. You gonna F around and find out. Now, I'm not an attorney. I don't pretend to be one. I have no desire to be. But the little bit of knowledge that I know about things, you just can't be like, oh, I didn't know. And then they just be like, oh, okay. And then they go home. When them boys pull up, skirt, and them black SUVs, oh my God. When them boys pull up in them black SUVs, you can't just be like, I ain't know. And you think they're just going to take the elevator down 12 floors and be like, okay. That's not good enough. That is not good enough at all. And again, if you want more in-depth play-by-play, day-by-day dates, timestamps, and all of that, please go to JT's channel, because, honey, again, he's a certified financial planner, and he over there doing investigative journalism too. I'm telling him, I think it's What Happened to Common Sense. I think that's his name. Y'all, they out here tag teaming. Like, they need like an Edward R. Murrow award or something. But the news people, they use all of their information. They didn't go out and retrieve any of this information. They ain't even, well, they shouted out Tony, but no, they did not collect any of this information. They didn't even know any of this was going on. But again, the people say, okay, the people are saying that he said, oh, well, just because I had an office in that space and I was in the front when people came in, that don't mean I knew why they was coming in. The word is that he was like, oh, I was just sitting in the front so I could see my car because I didn't want nobody messing with my car. So I had to be able to look out the door. I ain't know nothing. Man, that is not going to work. It's not going to work out very well. At least in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. You say they got him the worst. Yeah, Mr. $850,000 that looked like he researches and he went to business school. That's what he looked like to me. It's shocking. It is absolutely stunning that these people have decided, instead of consulting professionals, that they wanted to make a go of it with a man who travels the United States and spins on the ones and twos. Let's go. Everybody put your hand. That's who y'all want to take y'all real estate financial advice from. Okay, that's what's up. Now, granted, it's actually even worse than that because he wasn't the one that was he facilitated, I guess, because he was like, oh, go holler at my boy. That's sloppy. I wish I would take it. What y'all think that he... Look at him. What about him? I mean, I know you can't judge a book by its cover. I know that you shouldn't do that. I know. But why? I'm a regular person. I'm intentional about, like, I'm not coming on no suit and tie. I work from my house. Not suit and tie, but I don't come on no blazer and everything. I work from my house. Sometimes my hair be combed, sometimes it don't. Right now, I'm visiting Struggle Street, so my hair ain't done like it's supposed to be, but we're gonna work through that. Oh, but when that market come back around, the hair gonna be, and then it's gonna be a thing. But I can back up anything that I say with my resume and with my credentials. So yeah, it matters what I look like. Do I look presentable? Do I look professional? Do I speak well? All of those things, you're making certain assumptions about me. And you should. That's what human beings do. Why y'all ain't make no assumptions about him? Why y'all seen this man who's supposed to be so rich and he looking like that? Maybe, honey, he couldn't have bought me a Snickers bar. But anyway, let's see now. Oh, so you got to see how Envy trying to throw the blame and act like he's a victim. I know it. He is. He's a victim. It's him. He didn't know. He had no idea. Shout out to you, Mr. CKB. Thanks for popping by. He's in law school. So that's how he feels. Hey, he's the subject matter expert, not me. I can only tell you from my perspective, my thoughts. And I will say this. So the question I said aloud a little earlier was, well, why didn't they talk to a professional? Why didn't they go to the bank? Why didn't they seek out credentialed professional realtors and say, hey, this is something that I'm looking to do? Whatever. Maybe actually flip their own property themselves, which is completely allowed. But they wanted to forego that. And it has everything to do with trust, which is what makes this even worse. It compounds the egregiousness of this behavior of, I want to help my people. It makes it even more egregious because you taking people, you're preying on them. You know that you're playing up your credibility because you're on the radio. They've been listening to you for years and years and years. You've established yourself as an authority. An authority means you up here, I'm down here. You're an authority. I'm looking up to you. Your microphone is louder than mine. Your message is going to be amplified more than mine is. He's an influencer for the culture, right? So I want to say this, and I use this just kind of like as a vehicle to say this. One thing that I have seen over and over and over and over again on Instagram, on YouTube, I'm sure it's on TikTok, but I don't be ticking and talking like that. So, is the same play used over and over and over and over. It's predictable. And I can't understand why people continue to subscribe to the same play. The first thing that you need to do, if you are ever talking about a large sum of money, one, recognize you don't know these people in real life. Okay. So you need to have something that links them, that helps establish their credibility. And the best way to establish someone's credibility is by having them be licensed, because that way, if something happens and they do something they should not be doing, you can report them and immediate consequences follow. This been some street shit. This been some, he said, she said, I don't really want to tell nobody because I'm embarrassed. They ain't want nobody to know. They were just kind of like whispering it. Oh, did you hear about? DJ Envy just living his best life. The other guy, Flippin' NJ, living his best life for these allegations to surface. And Tony the Closer's live on Instagram. He was talking about something totally different. He had his sight set on somebody else. And then was like, whoa, hold on. What's going on over here? And I'm going to tell you, the CFPB is there for a reason. The CFPB is there to protect consumers. Consumers need to be protected from themselves because of stuff like this. So who's at fault? It is enough blame to go around to everybody. Unfortunately, I can only feel bad for the victims up to a certain point, because when you make a conscious choice, when you're talking about people with hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm going to make certain assumptions about your intellect. And if you choose to be blinded to some facts because you're hoping this is going to be your payday, and that you're bypassing something because they're showing you something that nobody else can do, abracadabra, razzle dazzle, then you get what you get. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. I get it all the time when I speak with people about purchasing their first home. I talk to a lot of first-time home buyers. Like, you know, I do. I talk to people that got a lot of money too. They make 175, 220 a year. I talk to a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you the people that, and so money doesn't mean that you know a lot. Let me clean this up because I want to be really specific. When I say I make certain assumptions, you were smart enough to make certain acquisitions to acquire a lump sum of money like this. Like, it didn't just fall on your head. It didn't. If you have $835,000 just to piss away, hoping on a wish and a prayer that you're going to get something back, why you would think you're getting $200,000 back is beyond me, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole separate thing. But you had to do something. Like, You had to have something about yourself that you were able to amass, not just this amount of money. And I think that that's something that we need to really address. This was not all of their money. When you do real estate investments, or when you go into real estate, or when you do any type of investments, you're investing what's left over. That means you might be here with your expenses and here with your money, and somewhere in there you got some space to just, oh, well, I'm gonna put this money here, I'm gonna put this money here, there's extra, there's a remainder. Y'all remember long division? Y'all, my son. You remember long division? You do your math, whatever, you subtract and then you put R4, remainder, right? You invest the remainder. Like you don't get paid on Friday and take your whole entire paycheck and just give it away. You deduct all your expenses, you eat, you drink, you do whatever, and then you got something left over. You're like, oh, okay. This is my savings. I could take some of my savings and put it over here. They had more money than that. Now, oh boy, with the HELOC, I mean, that's a little different, but that might have been all of the wealth that he had. But the point is, like, they had some sense about them. They didn't just fall off the turnip truck yesterday. And so for me, I always think people lying. Like, I assume that you lying until I know you're telling the truth. In most cases. So I'm not saying that they are like intellectually inferior. I'm saying that they were gullible. And I'm shocked at the level of them being gullible because they clearly made some good, decent decisions before they got to this point. So the gap is what I'm not able to close. Like, you got this far in life to just lose it like that? Over some flat tummy tea? Yo. So when I talk about education and not knowing stuff or not trusting or whatever, I'm going to tell you some of the smartest people that don't know nothing about real estate is physicians. Physicians, surgeons, they don't know nothing but doctoring. I get them across my desk. They make $330,000. They have no clue. Step one. They don't know. They have no idea. They just know that they got money. They know that the bill's paid. That's it. So I know that there's some gap of a gap of education, but I just cannot, again, wrap my head around why would you choose them to believe over actually seeking out an actual professional that's credentialed, board certified, licensed, whatever. Someone with some designation, somebody that you can prove or that they can prove themselves to you. You guys have got to stop. Well, not y'all particularly, not y'all, but I think universally we got to stop thinking that somebody's giving us the secret sauce. I saw this video on YouTube. This guy said that Black people are looking for a key to a door that's already unlocked. I was like, Jesus Christ. And that's kind of, I think, this situation a little bit. You all could have done this, but been more realistic in what your gains were going to be. And they were absolutely 100% taken advantage of, and they are victims. Okay. But we can't play the victim card all the way. We could play it up to a certain point, because at a certain point, you got to take some self-responsibility. I be fucking up. Like me, I be fucking up. I be making some terrible choices. But I don't cry about it too long. I look at it, I be like, shit. Learn my lesson, take it on the chin, and keep it pushing. This is a very expensive lesson to learn, but it ain't the first time we've seen it. American Greed come on CNBC every day. Definitely come on, I think, on Saturdays. So this is not the first time y'all seen something like this, or that we've seen something like this. It's a formula. Nothing is new. It's a formula. Okay. But the trust, that was the thing. Like, they don't trust banks. They don't trust me. People will call me. I will talk to them for an hour, talk about all my awards. I'm this, I'm that. I mean, I'm giving them straight facts. And you know what they'll do? Turn right back around. Call me in a couple of days and be like, well, my cousin told me. Your cousin ain't never bought a house before. The cousin with no job. It's mind-blowing. We are a people that just do not trust. But here again, you see who was not included, right? Please vet your real estate professionals, whether it's a realtor, your favorite Instagram realtor in red bottoms, whether it's me. Vet them, ask questions, research them, interview them. Ask, what is your track record? Prove it to me. Show me documentation. And if it sounds like it's too good to be true, I promise you it is. It always is. You have, again, everybody is out to make money off of you, including me. Did y'all hit that like button? Y'all hit that like button for me. Thank you. Everybody is out to make money off of you in some capacity. Nobody is just doing something just to be doing it out of the goodness of their heart. It's very rare. And when somebody's like pushing something, pushing it, oh man, I'm really trying to look out for you. No, they're not. They don't care about you. No one cares about you that much to be like, oh, I'm going to do this thing for you so you can get rich tomorrow. No one cares. It's just, like I said, it's frustrating. It's sad that it happened, because I know it happens to people that have far less. And whether you are rich or not, you do not deserve to have your money that you work hard for taken away. And I absolutely, I just, like I said, I'm a little tickled, because I'm like, how did you not see this coming? But nobody deserves to, I don't care how much money you have. It's something that you work for. It's yours and you deserve it. You've earned it. And so, yeah, they are absolutely victims in that, right? DJ Envy endorsing somebody, claiming like he don't know. You're the influencer. You're the one that people look up to. Don't nobody know this dude. They would have never known him. I don't know. I wouldn't have known his name if you weren't involved. I wouldn't have known any of this. But that radio station, last but not least, they're going to have to cut a check, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion. Like I said, they're news outlets. They're credential. When the president is inaugurated, I guarantee you they got somebody from their media outlet that's gonna go, and they're gonna get a little lanyard credentials. They're seen as news outlets, and they did not provide a public service in the way that was supposed to be provided. Took advantage of them. So hey, it happened on their watch. I absolutely think that, yeah, these lawsuits gonna spin the block for them for sure, and they're gonna have to pay out. I absolutely believe it, because they fail to oversee their employee or whatever he is contract. I don't know what's going. I don't know exactly how that works, but it doesn't matter. It was on your airwaves. You knew about it. You let the man keep coming in the building over and over and over again. So that's it. I just want y'all to be careful. That's all. I just want to talk about it. It was funny to me. I laughed. I kikied a little bit, but you know, whatever. Be careful out there, y'all. What time is it? Oh Lord. It's 9:34. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys stopping by and listening and everything. Please, again, if you did not hit the like, give me a like. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are someone that is interested in acquiring real estate, whether it is a primary residence, a vacation property, if it is an investment property, please reach out to me. Again, I have credentials. I am someone that you can believe. You can look me up. I'm here to help. No, I'm joking. No, I'm here to provide a quality service. Okay. All jokes aside, that's what I'm here for. A very trustworthy source. But yeah, I want you to buy from me so I can make some money off of you. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good night.